Hello everybody, Ross Madden here. Welcome to the show. Today we are talking about Russiagate and what a myth Russiagate is. Jimmy Dore did a great report on another person's report that just exposed how few people care about Russiagate. Let's go ahead and let Jimmy talk.
You've seen journalists refer to sitting senators as traitors because they have a different view of Russiagate. People have lost their minds over this, pretending that Russia had anything to do. In their own indictments, Rosenstein will say, and Mueller will say, this had no effect on the election. And guess what? Gallup just did a poll. And you want to know all this nonstop Russia baiting has done? You know what it's done to the American people? Well, it turns out less than 1% believe Russia is a problem. All that red baiting, all that Russia, nonstop, hours and hours and hours of Russia on Rachel Maddow and on every show.
Well, remember the last time we looked at that Harvard study that said it was at 6%? So that means like all the repetition has, I mean, it was dismal enough at 6%. I mean, it was ridiculous beyond comprehension then. Now it's just beyond a parody of itself. I can't even put it into words.
It is. And people on the left red baiting other people for being skeptical of this. It's brought out the worst in people, just like Hillary Clinton, and of course is manufactured by the Clinton campaign. And if you don't think the Clinton campaign has an influence with their media, you need to read WikiLeaks and then listen to Ed Schultz's last interview he did.
So I went back and looked up the exact article that he's talking about, and it's this one right here. Poll, less than 1% of Americans believe Russia is a top problem. This article is by the Epoch Times by Ivan Pichokov. Immigration and illegal aliens top the list of biggest U.S. problems. And you can scroll down and read this article if you want, but I just want to talk about the biggest problem, since it's not Russiagate, is this immigration surges to the top of most important problems list. And you can see that in January 11, January 13, January 15, it starts to become a big deal. And then around the inauguration of President Trump, around 13% believe in it. It's bobbling around there. And just recently, boom, shoots to 22% in this most recent poll. So immigration is becoming a big, big issue for Americans. And it's not just becoming, it's just growing as an issue. Meanwhile, less than 1% of people think that Russia is a big issue. So this is coming from a Gallup poll, the Gallup poll that it's talking about, that Ivan was talking about. And let me just see if I can zoom in for you guys. So we've got Gallup Poll Social Series Consumption Habits. And it's talking about how we've got a 4% margin of error, 95% confidence. They called people, 75% of the respondents were cell phone, 30% landline, blah, blah, blah. The important part is down here at the bottom, it says, what do you think is the most important problem facing this country today? And they left it open-ended. So people just gave answers. I think sometimes they gave multiple answers because at the bottom you can see that there's more than 100% on some of these totals. But, zoomed way too far out. The number one problem here, 22%, and it's growing. You can see 8, 15, 9, 11, 10, 14, and then boom, 22%. And that just replaced this one, dissatisfaction with government, poor leadership, So poor leadership has been improving. Meanwhile, immigration has topped the list. Poor leadership was 25, 22, 22, 23, 20, 19, 19. So boom, Donald Trump must be doing a pretty good job. And then we're gonna scroll right down here to pretty much the very bottom. Where is it talk about Russia? Situation with Russia. How do we care about that? Well, we've got 0%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 0, 0, 0. And that's the situation with Russia. So we haven't cared about Russia since April. That was the last time 1% of Americans cared about Russia, was April. Since then, 0% of Americans have cared about Russia. So just diving into the data, you can see Jimmy Dore is absolutely right. Notice it says top problem. And then the Harvard study said that 6% of people thought it was I'm not exactly sure on the exact wordage, but I think it was just an issue. So very few Americans actually believe this Russiagate narrative, which just exposes how corrupt and how evil the mainstream media is while they're trying to foment war with Russia. They're clearly trying to start potentially a world war. This is very serious, and the mainstream media should not be let off the hook. This is the exact reason why Donald Trump refers to the mainstream media as the enemy of the people. Most Americans think Russia is probably a pretty cool country. Big partiers, drink lots of vodka, pretty crazy people. I haven't met that many Russians, but the Russians I met were awesome to party with. In any case, that's going to do it for me today. I'll come back with more reports tomorrow for sure about all sorts of things. Iran, we've got Venezuela. That assassination attempt in Venezuela is crazy. I'll make a report about that and post that tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to support my work, you can go to exposethedeepstate.com and you can contribute there, or you can support me financially, or you can buy a bumper sticker and support Donald Trump or the FBI, exposing the FBI and exposing the deep state. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you all. Have a great day. A really great day. Not just any old day, just a really great day.